All right, hello everyone, Rob here with precodecamp.com, and in this video we're going to take a CodePen and just see if we can get the light bulb to be able to be toggled on and off utilizing JavaScript only. I thought this was a good exercise. Now, the original CodePen belongs to, you'll see this link in here at the very top. So again, we didn't create this, but we're able to manipulate things on CodePen, which is really nice, and practice some of our JavaScript skills that we are all trying to fine-tune. So the first thing that you may want to do in this, and again, this could be even a real-world type of ticket that you'll be assigned, and where there's already a lot of pre-existing code, right? And the thing that you need to figure out is what controls this glow, what controls that color there. And so obviously the original creator labeled it real nice and neat for us. They have a class up here called bulb, and then if I come over here for the background color, right, if I just comment that out, notice that the light goes away. Well, I still have that glow. Well, what controls that? Well, that happens to be the box shadow itself. And so if we can get those to go away, then we're able to meet the needs of this little problem that we have here. So whenever we're in JavaScript, we first have to go out there and see if we can go out there and grab the element that we would like to alter or adjust, right? And in this case here, what we're trying to go fishing for in the document is this class here called bulb. So that's the first thing that I'm kind of going to do with this is I need to change the styles of the div that this class actually has on it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a simple let statement here, because I'm going to be doing a lot of things to this bulb here. So I'm just going to do let bulb equal, and then document.querySelector, and then I'm going to use the dot bulb. Okay, so whenever I'm going out there and I'm going to try to grab information, that's where I'm grabbing it from. Okay, so we're trying to get the dot bulb or the class here, so that's what we're going to go do. The next thing that I'm going to kind of do here is we need some sort of global variable here that will track what the state of the light is actually, right? And so right now it's on, so let's just go ahead and create a global variable to say that, hey, the state of this light is on, and then when I click, eventually I want to be able to click on this light bulb here and it be able to toggle on and toggle off. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'll say let, we'll do is light on, and we'll set that to true. Okay, so now we have a global variable all set. Again, we're utilizing let, not const, because we want to change it eventually. And the next thing that I would like to do is whenever we use a click utilizing JavaScript here, we need to supply it a function. And so I'm just going to create a function real quick, and then I'm going to test out the fact that we can actually click on it and see something in our console. So I'm just going to take that step by step here. So I'll just do a function, and we'll do toggle light. That's what we'll call it. It doesn't take any parameters. And then here, I just want to do a console log that it works. And that's just a real quick way for me to test out a function, making sure that the click action works. And in CodePen here, we have this thing here called console that we can kind of see. We can clear it out. But notice, like right now, I click on the light bulb, nothing happens in our console. But we're going to fix that. Okay, so what I typically like to do with the students is I will say, hey, let's see how we can add a click event utilizing document object models. And real simple, if you don't know how to do that, you can definitely use Google here, adding an on-click event JavaScript. Okay, and where I typically try to send people are going to be like W3 Schools or MDN Docs, and just kind of look at this stuff. And again, our task was to do this all in JavaScript, and the very first thing in here, it has us add an on-click event to the HTML. And so that's not going to work. And so let's scroll down until we find what we're really kind of looking for. And it says in here in JavaScript, we need to name the object, okay? And the object that we created, that we went fishing for in this, is something here called bulb, right? And so if I do bulb.onClick, I can actually have it call my function that I just created. So let's go ahead and test that out here. So I'm just going to do bulb.onClick, and then I'm just going to set that equal to my toggle light. And I'm not going to use the left and right parentheses because that actually invokes the function. I want my clicking to invoke it, so I don't need to actually call it right there. So I'm going to clear this, and I'm going to click on the light, and you can see the function works, functions work. So we know that the click event is working. So our original fishing line, we went out and fished for the bulb class, which is right there, and then we added onClick to this. Okay, perfect. Cool. So now it's just a simple thing of checking to see what the status of the light is. And hey, if the light is on, well, then we want to update the background and the box shadow. Okay. If it is off, we want to do the same thing. We want to update it with some other values. And so let's go ahead and do that evaluation. And for that, I'm just going to get rid of the console log works, and I'm going to create a conditional here. I'm going to say if is light on. Okay, so that means if it is set to true, if it's already on, then I need to turn off the light. So I'm going to put some comments in here, turn off the light, and then we're going to do an else statement, and then we're going to put some comments in here, turn on the light. And that's just going to help us here. And then the last thing that we need to do on this is we need to essentially, we need to say, hey, you know what? If the light switch was on before with our global variable, we need to set that to false. And so a real quick way to do that is to do something like this. And this is going to be outside of our conditional. And we can say the following. We can say is light on. And we're going to set that equal to the opposite of what it really is. That's just a real quick shorthand to do. And I know a lot of students will put it in here. Well, if and you can totally do that as well. You can say is light on. We're going to set that to false, right? So, but you can kill two birds, one stone by putting it outside of the if statement and just flipping it to the opposite of what it really is. All right, so here are some things that we're going to add to this. We first need to update the style background, okay? And we're just going to change the opacity. We're going to put that all the way down for it. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to do bulb.style.background. Remember, we've already identified that we need to change the background. And we're going to change that to the following. And inside the quotes here, it's going to be the following, RGBA. So let me put the R in here. RGBA 255, comma, and then the opacity there, we're going to make that a 0.1, okay? All right, the next thing is we said that we needed to change the box shadow. And so this is where it gets a little bit confusing, a little bit fuzzy, is if we look here, box dash shadow, like we can't use that inside JavaScript. And so again, another thing that I would tell students is, hey, let's go ahead and Google, box shadow JavaScript and see what we get. And usually, again, we get the W3 schools and so on. And in here you can see how is it labeled. So it's going to be .style, .box, and then camel case the S for shadow. Okay. So let's go back to the code here. And we're going to put in the following for the box shadow. We're going to do this. Okay. Now we're going to do the exact same thing for the light bulb turning on, right? So we need to turn on the light, and well, it's on right now, right? And so we're just going to utilize those same values in our else statement. So feel free to copy what we've done here on my lines 11 and 12. And then we're just going to update the values to what we actually see in the CSS. So I'm just going to do that for mine, and let me format the JavaScript to make it look nice and pretty. So that's what we should see now. Okay. So let me see if I can make this JavaScript thing just a little bit bigger so you can see the entire code. And so with just a few lines of code, we're able to knock this out, where we're able to toggle on and toggle off the light utilizing a click event. All right. So hopefully you found this tutorial cool, useful. Again, these links are going to be put in the description of this video, so you're able to actually go to the CodePen. You don't have to type out any of the HTML, CSS. It should all be there for you, and just kind of walk through this video on what we did. All right, cool. Well, make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.